What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. I'm back at my college crib, which is literally just like half a room. Anyways, in this video, I'm going to be going over 6 steps of how industry producers like Southside, Wheezy, and Murda make their hard drums. And in general, just going to be showing you guys how to make better drums. This one should have some gems in it, so without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, y'all, so we are in FL Studio here, and I have this loop loaded up that I made. I'll just play this for y'all. I think it's fine as it is. We don't really need to add any more melodies. So we're just going to get straight into the first step, which is going to be sound selection. Sound selection is the most important part when it comes to your drums because this is the whole foundation. This is the whole base. You're picking each individual drum sound that you're going to be using for your beat. And this is also where a lot of producers simply just mess up because they don't pick the right. And I know that saying you want better drums, pick better drum sounds is pretty broad. And you might be wondering like, okay, how do I know like what drum sounds to pick? Like what's going to be best? The best thing that I can say is to study similar beats and songs to what you're making. So for example, from this I get like Gunna Pyrex vibes. So what I would do is I'd go to Gunna and Pyrex songs and beats and I'd study each of the components that are inside of those songs and beats to see what they're using, and then maybe I'll use some same or similar sounds that they're using into my own beat. So for example, Pyrex Whiplet uses this 808 a lot. Just a short boosted spins 808, and I think that it's going to be perfect for this beat too. So right now I'm just going to pick some of the drum sounds that I think are going to be great for this beat. Rim shot down. If you guys don't do this yet with your drums, then try experimenting with the pitch knob up here just a little bit. Don't like do it all the way, but just like try and pitch it up like a little bit up or a little bit down. You can see like it'll make like a little bit of a better difference. Let's get our 808. I have a bass section in here. So I'm just going to use my ear to copy and paste this to the bass. I'm going to do one of Pyrex Whiplet's classic 808 rolls at the end here. Alright y'all, so I just have the basic components of the beat here, which are just the 808 hi-hat and then the rim shot that I used in place of a clap or a snare. And so the second step is going to be creating spaces. Some of you might already be doing this, but creating spaces can create tension, which can equal harder drums. This is kind of hard to explain, so I'll just show this in the beat itself. But the beat sounds good with the hi-hats like this, for example, but I think we could make it better if we add spaces within the hi-hats. So pretty much what I did is I have the 808 hit with the hi-hat itself, and then it pauses for a little bit, and then it comes in and hits again with the hi-hats. I'll just play this for you guys, but I think it sounds better and it leads up a little bit more to the hit of the 808, better compared to just like a 2-step hi-hat. Or another thing that a lot of people do is like before their 808 hits, they'll do like a hi-hat roll into it. I'll show y'all what I mean. Kind of leads into that 808 hit. But really, you can just experiment with creating spaces anywhere in your beat. Like you can try it with the rim shots. it's really up to you. You can just experiment and find out what works best for you, but creating tension through spaces is really key when it comes to making hard hitting drums. Also, I forgot to mention this, but if you guys aren't doing this, then this is a key tip to making your 808s hit. Simply just go to the 808 itself. Don't normalize it because that'll take out all the hit from it. Just go to the pre-computed effects over here to this, whatever the hell that thing is, and then just boost it just a little bit, just like that. So the next step is going to be using sounds that emphasize your drums. Again, this is kind of hard to explain what I mean, but adding things like open hats when your 808 hits or adding a snare right where your clap hits can add emphasis to the drums that you already have, which can make them a lot more hard hitting. So I'm just going to use the first step that I discussed to find out what good sounds I can add to this, and then I'm going to use the third step to add emphasis to the drums that I already have. So I got this open hat right here. Shorten it a little bit and get a snare. Now I'm just going to try and add an open hat to each part where the 808 hits. But just like so far, we have that 808, that hi-hat, and that open hat hitting all together at that same time. That makes it a lot more harder. Now let's try and add this snare to where the claps are. Then we're going to add a little snare roll at the end here, make it a little bit more unique. So pretty much that layering with the drums right there makes it a lot more better in my opinion. So I'd definitely try that out if you want to add more bounce and uniqueness to your drums as well. For a lot of Pyrex and Gunna beats, simplicity is really key when it comes to the drums and just the whole beat itself. So I'm going to leave this how it is and move on to the next step. So I'm going to route all of these to a certain channel here. Just kind of level them real quick. Now this is just a key tip to making your drum sound better as a whole, and this is just through panning. First of all, what you want to do is you want to put some of your drums in mono and some of your drums in stereo. So I have the hi-hat here in stereo, and then I have the 808 rim shot and the quick snare in mono, and then the open hat is also in stereo as well. That right there just helps some of your drums stand out in your mix and some of them just kind of to mix together. And now with panning, I don't pan my 808. I'll sometimes pan my rim shot to like the left or the right just a little bit. I usually leave my hi-hats, and then for all like the other perks and embellishments and stuff that you have with your drums, I also pan those as well. But now listening to this, my drums stand out on my mix a lot better now. It just sounds a lot cleaner. So now lastly, before we lay this out, I'm just going to add a soft clip. I'm just going to add some soft clipper to the master. And I'm just going to lay this out for y'all real quick. Alright, so we have the full beat laid out here, and we're missing one thing, which is actually the final step, and that is adding FX. Adding FX can add a whole new different vibe to your drums itself, and overall really, they just make your drums harder. If you have like a riser going into your drums when they hit, it's going to be harder compared to if your drums just came in out of nowhere. I use FX for almost all of my beats. However, sometimes they might not work. It's really up to your personal preference, but adding FX a lot of times in your beats can make your drum sound a lot better. So I'm just going to go to one of my drum kits that I have here, and I'm just going to try and find an FX that matches with this beat. First thing I'm going to add is just this crash here, shorten it a little bit. And the last thing I'm going to add is just this simple riser here. Also, if you can, go to your crashes and put them in Edison, and then try and detect the pitch region so that you can kind of tune it. Tuning your crashes and FX can make them sound a lot better sometimes. Now, after those 6 steps there, you should have much better drums compared to what you're starting off with. But in conclusion, y'all, I hope that this video helped you with making better drums. Hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you learned something. Thank y'all for watching all the way to the end. Let me know what other videos or tutorials or challenges you guys want to see down below. But that is going to wrap it up for me until the next video. I'll catch y'all then. Y'all can listen to the full beat right now. I'm out.